Originally, I'm from Homestead, Florida, Hialeah, Florida. I moved here when I was 13. My dad moved here to Oregon. Then that didn't last long, so then we moved out, and then he was living on his own. He had found a church. Long story short, he went to his church and he introduced me to it. I went with him a few times. I stayed in the car. It was getting sweaty because it was summer and I was stubborn. Summer and stubborn. Stubborn summer. So yeah, I was in the car, and eventually one time I got out the car, went in to this church or whatever the heck, and I never went back since then until I was 18. I came back when I was 17, but I wasn't consistent. Like, I was just popping in here and there because my mom was going, and I was like shocked because my dad stopped going at some point, and then my mom went after he left. Then that was a whole thing, and I guess I saw my mom doing better or whatever. I gave them the credit and not her, pretty much. A lot of us did that. We gave them the credit and not each other or ourselves. I was starting to commit when I was 18 because my life was going to pretty much complete shit. I committed a lot of my life, a lot of my time, a lot of just everything, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. What sucks is that this pastor was doing things behind closed doors. It was something that had been going on for the longest time, but it would happen with the new flock. The last flock would go out, with drama or whatever the case was. I don't know, but I got proof, so we'll get into that. Like, we could really get into that. We could really talk about it. We could talk about it because it's not my handwriting of the pictures I got. He was doing things behind closed doors, and it was fucked up. It was twisted. I say that I was in a cult disguised as a Christian ministry because they were taking advantage of youth, poisoning the community, false doctrine, all that kind of stuff. So that's poisoning your community. When you're spreading lies, you're twisting scripture, you're twisting the word just to get your way for a motive, because you don't have good intentions, but you're doing good things. I dedicated 3 years to the ministry. That was a Christian ministry. So did my mom as well. Something we all did that was wrong was idolize this man over God. Something you should never do is idolize people or things over Jesus Christ, over the Lord. Love bombing and brainwashing starts from the beginning. And I know it's hard to explain and it's hard for a lot of people to talk about, but personally for me, it started off with the love bombing, and within that, the brainwashing started to play its role in. They have the brainwashing marinating. Literally, they have it marinating. And then they're just love bombing you and making you feel safe and making you feel secure. And once you let your guard down and you're secure and you're in, that's when the brainwashing starts. That's when they can feed you like the information and things like that. Their doctrine, their belief system, where because you're in a vulnerable state, you're going to take it in, because anything that sounds good is going to be something that you take legitimately, especially if it's good from someone that love bombed you and now is trying to brainwash you. It gets very confusing. Within that deception, a lot of people dedicated even more years. There are people who were affected in a lot worse ways, to say the least, for now. It's very unfortunate. My main thing right now is to tell my story. So that's my story within what happened there. And it's heartbreaking because 18 to 19 to 20 is when everything pretty much went to shit. And things were starting to surface. Things that were suspicions that a lot of people had, including myself, started to surface and really start to make people question a lot of things. Unfortunately for myself and my mother, fed into the lies, and we thought he was innocent. And a few other people did too, but no one knew how to react. A lot of people didn't step up to the pastor, whatever the case was. And then 2 years later of him being locked up, I'm here thinking he's innocent, telling people the truth. And it's like, no, that's a lie. Like, I thought he was innocent, but that's not the truth. The truth is he is not innocent, and there's proof. So not to get so into it right now, because I will be talking about this more and more, obviously, because it's called awareness. 2 years later, me and my mom were just kind of like talking, going back and forth about not really having information. And we were scared to talk about it with each other because we didn't want to bring it up. And it was just too much. And you get busy with life and you get distracted. Life gets tough. We ended up talking about it. We were like, bro, something doesn't feel right. Like, I just feel this shift. I told her something's going to happen. Like, not the end of the world. Okay, I'm not saying that, but something just feels like it's about to flip. And then she opened up to me about how she reached out to a sister in the Lord, and she confirmed a lot. It was a lot of conversations that they were having, and then we had more conversations, and then I myself eventually talked with her and it confirmed everything. That's when I felt this almost, I want to say righteous anger, but then this worldly anger too that I had to like wrestle with. I'm just being real, okay? I had to really deal with that before I actually made the songs that I did. I realized that making music was a way for me to cope, but I had to be careful with how I made the music and what I was talking about and how I was delivering the message. It's very passionate and it's very raw. This pastor, this cult leader, took advantage of kids, took advantage of multiple members. It was verbally abusive, emotionally abusive, mentally abusive, spiritually abusive, and I don't understand how certain things are still continuing to take place. To be completely blunt, I was talking to someone on the freaking phone about a little something. I'm not gonna say who it was or what the case was, but this person, like, I just met, pretty much, to say the least. they said that they heard about what took place on the news because it was on the news. So they were like, oh, I'm pretty sure I heard it on the news. And that's wild because, yeah, it was. And I'm sure you heard about it, but I'm shocked because I don't even know if this person's local or in Oregon. Pretty much each cover of the songs that I came out with for cult awareness, I'm going to be going over in separate videos, like individual videos. So one cover is dedicated to one video, a second song cover is dedicated to a second video, so on and so forth. And I'll make a little series out of it in a playlist. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll see where else I could post it to as well on other platforms.
Refusing to settle for crumbs, they wanna silence my voice. This one for the cult, playing everybody. How you out here trying to make a living out of luring people who are weak, dog. Makes me so damn sick, it's why I'm speaking up and I ain't letting up. You were won by many angels, but you call them devils. I may rap about this 666, but you just out here doing sick shit. I'ma really let the city know. Portland, beware of the cults. You better beware of the cult. I'ma really let the city know. Cult in the midst of our city, wake up. Taking advantage of youth, speak up. Cult in the midst of our city, wake up. Taking advantage of youth, speak up. Portland, beware of the cults. You better beware of the cult. Really preaching to the choir.